Hey there, my friends. Today I'm going to teach you how to read a bourbon label. Now, the next time you're shopping for bourbon, you'll know exactly what to look for. And if you see something that's just too confusing, leave it in the comments below. We'll get to it in part 2. First up, we got the key label terms. You need to know the legal definitions because they're on every bottle. So you should know what they mean. So let's break these down with on-screen examples. Hold up some bottles, whatever you need to do to make this fun. So first, we got straight bourbon. It says right here, aged at least 2 years, no additives. And this one happens to be 4 years old. Also, all bourbon is whiskey. But not all whiskey is bourbon. Next, we got bottled and bond. This one is very important. 1 distiller, 1 season, so 1 year, aged 4 years, and 100 proof. Next, we have the meaning of proof. No, this is just a fancy way of saying twice the alcohol by volume. So 100 proof is 50% alcohol by volume. Now, next we got state of distillation. Now, this is only required if it's different from the bottling location. See right here, distilled in Kentucky. That means this one is also bottled in Kentucky. If it was different, it would say right here, distilled in Kentucky, bottled in New York, and then we have the age statement. The age on the label is the youngest whiskey in the bottle. Now keep in mind, all other whiskey in the bottle could be older, but only the youngest is labeled. Now before we move on, I want to go over the marketing terms that are not legally defined. So this is where things get a little shady. This is where the marketing BS meter goes off. So pay attention here. So first we have the term small batch. Now this could be 10 barrels or it could be 200 barrels. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just a term used to make you think that it's going to be better. Next we got handcrafted or artisan. Now this really means almost nothing. It's just a buzzword. Then we have reserve, private select, and master's keep terms. These all sound really nice, but it's just another way of saying we're gonna charge more for this. Then we've got words like old granddad. Now this doesn't mean that the whiskey is old. It means that the brand is old. Yeah, he's 80. Yep, but this was distilled last year. Or another example, 1792. Does not mean that this distillery was established in 1792. They just like the number. Alright, next up we got sourced whiskey. Now some brands don't distill their own product. They buy it from other distilleries and they just bottle it under their own label. Now you can usually tell where it's from. Like if it says right here, distilled in Indiana, chances are it's from MGP. A company that buys their juice in bottles and sells it is called an NDP, otherwise known as a non-distilling producer. Some of the biggest distilleries that sell their distillate to an NDP are MGP, Luxco, and Republic. They just bottle other people's whiskey under their own label. So if you want to find out who actually distilled this, look for distilled by versus bottled by. If it says bottled by and then the same name, then yeah, they distilled it themselves. And lastly, if you want to find out who the distillery is, there's a code on the bottom. You can put that into Google and it'll tell you who it is. Remember, don't buy the hype. Look for the little things on the front label. And hey, post a pic of the most confusing label you've ever seen. Who knows? Maybe you'll see it in a future episode. And now I ask you, what's the most confusing label that you've ever seen?